Good evening. Good evening. We got some people on here. We're live. We're ready to go. Well, I want to tell you about Club STIMMY. Actually, Sleepy Joe is awake and he's giving away a lot of money. They said over 10 billion checks will go out. So they have promised that since last Thursday, that when the bill got passed, that all of the checks will go out in 10 days. So that means that everybody should have their stimulus check by tomorrow. By next week. Sorry. But tomorrow, a lot of the big banks waited until tomorrow to release the checks just because of the fact that if you got a post-dated check that says the 17th, well, they're waiting to the 17th. So some people will see the money in their account tomorrow. Some people will see the money in their account on Thursday because it may be pending tomorrow. People that are getting paper checks, they will also have their money within this 10-day time frame. Also, the people that get their money on a card, you are supposed to have your money on the card within 10 days. If you change bank accounts since the stimulus was passed, since the last time, a lot of people are changing banks. I would discourage you from doing that. I know that a lot of people keep changing their banks. Do not do that because there are going to be future stimulus. There are going to be future checks, and you don't want to have to chase those checks. But as of right now, they are saying that they will, as of right now, they're saying that if your check comes back, then when it bounces back, it's going to trigger the system to put you a paper check. Also, in the next 10 days, do not throw away anything that you think is junk mail. Open up all your mail, whether you think it's junk or not, because these checks, depending on what kind of disability, Social Security you may be getting, it's either going to come in a white envelope or a brown envelope. And like I said, it might look like junk mail. Do not throw away any of your mail. Make sure you open everything during this time, especially, I would say, until the end of the month or until you get your check. Make sure that you are opening everything. But the people that have direct deposit, they should have their money tomorrow, the latest on Thursday, if it's showing pending. So those funds will be available to you. So I know that a lot of people think, oh, well, the economy is doing great. Things that happen in Washington don't affect me. But this is because what's happening now is that the sales reports for February came out. They were negative. They were terrible. So now they need to see if these stimulus checks will be able to boost the economy. So then they're going to check March. And if then in April, if the numbers drop back down, then they will probably look at another stimulus check because people need this money. We need this money. We need people spending money because in January, when people got the $600, they were buying basic necessities rather than TVs. But we need those entertainment things to be bought as well. So make sure that you are looking out for your stimulus check. Make sure you're checking your account. Stop changing your account because more stimulus checks will be on the way and you don't want to be looking for your money because you continuously change bank accounts. Now, a lot of people, my video originally was supposed to be on the $5,000 additional EDIL. Well, there's been a lot of things that happened today in the government. Ms. Guzman was nominated to be over the SBA, and she is all about giving away the government's money. She's she's an advocate for helping small business through the pandemic, getting what they need, in a timely manner. So this is a good thing to have Ms. Guzman in her new position. So with that being said, if you're not sure, because a lot of people were supposed to be checking their emails with the subdomain sba.gov for the rest of their $10,000 grant. Well, if you have not been doing that, then you need to go into your online account through the SBA. Go into where you set up your username and password this past summer. In there, it will tell you if you qualified, if you missed the email from the targeted EDI grant. That means that if you was in a low income area and you suffered at least a 30% gross reduction in sales of your business, then you would qualify for that. There's no platform, nowhere for you to go to apply for that. But when they send you that email, you do have to complete that application. On the additional $5,000 that just got passed through another bill with $5 billion to see if you would qualify for an additional $5,000, then you need to there's nowhere to go to apply for that, but they are saying that you needed a 50% reduction. As of right now, they're speculating that it will come from that application that you filled out for the additional $10,000 when you get your targeted. People that are in medium to high income areas, then you're just going to have to wait and see how that works out for you for the additional $5,000. A lot of people took the EDIL loan last year. Remember, understand the difference between PPP and EDIL. EDIL was straight through SBA. That was on that website where you did a 5-minute application, no documentation needed, and they told you what your loan was. Well, if you took that loan last year in 2020, when the pandemic first started, when they were issuing those loans out, they had a 12-month grace period before your first payment was due. So if you got the loan last May, then your first loan payment was going to be due this May. Well, today they passed a bill where it's not going to be due for another year. So you won't have to start making your payments in May of 21. You're going to go to May of 22. Now, some people in the beginning were a little bit leery about taking those loans because a lot of people was thinking, oh, I can make it through the pandemic. They didn't realize that this pandemic was going to last so long. So now in 2021, they have gone on the site because the site is now back open for people that never applied, and they can go in and apply. Well, they are only going to get 18 months of a grace period. They're not going to get the 2 years like everyone else. So if you applied and you got an EDIL loan in 2021, you get an 18-month grace period. If you did the EDIL loan in 2020, you get a 24-month grace period, which you're almost coming up on your year. So you're going to get another 12 months before it's actually due. There are some senators and different people that people are writing into, and I would encourage you to do the same. And they're asking for that loan to be forgiven like PPP. As of right now, it's not, but they are asking that loan at the 3.5% be forgiven. So if you're not sure if you want to take the EDIL loan, a lot of people are saying, oh, I don't want to be in debt, whatever your crisis is. Well, you can't borrow money for 3.5%, even if you got a credit card, unless you got some kind of special promo going on it. There's a lot of places that even if you got a platinum card, you still not getting 3.5%. Well, guess what? If they come out and they say they're going to forgive people for this loan, guess what? you just missed out because you didn't, quote unquote, want to take a loan that isn't even going to require you to start paying it back right now. So if they decide to forgive it and you missed out, you are going to be very upset. That's just like now. People last year didn't want to take EDIL loan. Guess what? Those people are reaping the benefits of not having to make a payment for 24 months. Now the people that got on the bandwagon last for 2021, you only going to get an 18-month grace period. So I would suggest, and none of these things have a prepayment penalty on it. Take the money, put it up. If you don't need it, give it back at a later date. But you don't know what the future is going to hold, especially with this pandemic, the economy. They're saying that, building prices are through the roof. Building materials, I talked to a lumber person today, and a truckload of wood last year would have cost you $15,000. That same truckload of wood is now costing $50,000. So if you are living your best life right now and getting money, my hat's off to you. If you're not getting any money, then you need to wake up, change your mindset, change your circle, get your stuff together, because this is the time to actually be able to level up. This is the time to actually get your stuff in order, leverage yourself in between your stimulus checks and in between, if you want to start a business. Everybody cannot be a chief. There's okay to be an Indian, but in order to obtain wealth, you're going to have to maintain more than one stream of income. May you work a job and do a side hustle. May you work a job and do investments. You're going to have to get more than one income. It's just inevitable. You cannot survive, because now they're even saying that inflation is worse than COVID. So if the prices keep jumping up and you can't maintain, then they're going to be separating the haves from the have-nots. They're saying that the middle class is going to be a thing of the past. You're either going to be on the wealthy side or you're going to be dirt poor. So you got to make up your mind at this point. What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? What is your plan for your family, your children, your future generations? And now this is a time, I cannot express it enough, for you to level up. Use your stimulus check wisely. If you missed my video last night, go back and look at it. Go to YouTube, like and subscribe our page there and watch some of my old videos. And my video last night goes into some things that, we're not saying that everybody has to be an entrepreneur. There's got to be some workers somewhere. So it's okay to understand and know your place in life. But it's another thing not to achieve financial freedom. That's two different things. Being a worker bee is totally fine if that's your calling, but not leveling up, not being financially savvy, not being financially free will cause you a lot of stress, unnecessary stress, especially when you're being given a golden opportunity. Because remember, in difficulty lies opportunity. So grab your opportunity, because this is an opportunity that you cannot afford to give up. Again, Sleepy Joe is awake. He's in Club STIMMY and he is making it rain. So check your accounts tomorrow. Check your accounts Thursday, and watch that mailbox every day for those people that are on those paper checks.